What's up? This is John Miller, Associate Editor of IGN Xbox 360, and today we're talking about Superman Returns. Well, traditionally, Superman video games have been, shall we say, pieces of crap. Going back in the history of superhero games, these have traditionally been the worst for whatever reason. I think the reason is that it's so hard to capture all the things that Superman can do, having that super speed, all those superpowers. Basically, with the exception of Kryptonite, Superman really has no weakness. How do you make that into a fun video game? I don't know, and I think EA is still looking for the answer as well. So about Superman Returns. It is loosely based on the movie of the same name released earlier this year, although there is no storyline whatsoever. Basically, you're going to fly around a giant open-world metropolis, and random robots and dragons are going to pop up. You're going to destroy them using your freeze breath, or your super heat vision, or your super blow breath, and then you're going to wait for some more dragons and robots to pop up, and you're going to do it all over again. Now, what is fun about Superman Returns is you really are able to harness all the superpowers. You can fly faster than a speeding bullet simply by holding down the right bumper, and you'll be able to launch from the streets of Metropolis high up into the skyline in just a half a second, and you can really just zip all over that city in a matter of seconds. And the feeling of speed is amazing. It's probably the best thing Superman Returns does. Also, the superpowers are pretty cool. You can freeze cars in the street. You can freeze the citizens of Metropolis. You can blow them into the air. Of course, the way this game works is that Metropolis basically has a health bar. And when it is in danger, the game is over when Metropolis takes too many hits. Unfortunately, in this open world, EA really just didn't put enough into it. You can drop down onto the streets of Metropolis and walk around, or you can run around at super flash speed, but there's nothing to do except look for kittens, which basically unlock things like costumes and video clips in the Fortress of Solitude, which is in the pause menu. But other than that, you simply walk around and nothing happens. People walk, cars drive, but you can't go in anywhere. Again, there's no storyline to follow, so basically you just wait for more robots and dragons to respawn, then you kill them again. Eventually you'll get toward the end of the game where you have to thwart Lex Luthor and his evil plans of world domination by turning the Earth into a giant crystal. But all the way through, it really just feels like you're just going to hit random enemies and do it all over again. It doesn't have that epic feel that you need to have in a Superman game. The comic book enthusiasts will be happy to see plenty of enemies in there like Bizarro and Parasite and Metallo. So there is much more to it than the movie. Visually, the game actually looks good as you're flying around. The sense of speed, like I said, is great. They have a nice blur effect. And the city, when you're high above it, it looks pretty good. But when you come down on the ground, the textures are pretty basic. And in the end, it's just a very average-looking game. To EA's credit, they did a good job. This is one of the better Superman games that has been developed. It has these fun mechanics, and there are a lot of things you can do with his superpowers. Unfortunately, there's no great enemies to use the powers on. Some things don't make sense, like you can run out of heat vision. It's this problem where the video game universe and the Superman universe collide, and the results just make for a kind of a ho-hum video game experience. Superman fans, however, they're probably going to take a lot of enjoyment just zipping around Metropolis. That, if anything, makes it worth a rental. So check it out, Superman Returns. Read the full review at IGN.com.
Take me down. No chance.